Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where I've been thinking about this situation right here. And I'm thinking, why give this up? I mean, if we don't have to. I'm not super concerned about it, but at the same time, I'd kind of like to reinforce this a little bit. So let's check, let's see, these guys over here, yeah, they're positioning there. That's completely fine. We're invading over here. Again, that is completely fine. These guys are the ones that are involved in all of these various invasions, although this is currently held by Majapahit, and we're reasonably okay with that for now. These guys are the guys holding this location, but not for long, given these numbers. And these guys are attacking over here. Now, I'm wondering what these guys are doing. And the answer is a whole lot of not much. So let's assign them to come on up over here as another line. Excellent. So they'll make their way up there, and they'll get up there eventually. And hopefully that's good enough. So let's see how that ends up going. Of course, we are seeing some combat over here. This is fully expected. Wondering if these guys have orders to come up here. Let's just tell them to go. There's basically nothing up here. So they may as well just go. And yeah, Xia has joined. That's fine. Now, we are currently seeing that we're actually holding this. Given the fact that we have maxed out land forts, I'm not necessarily surprised by that. Hopefully we hold long enough for these guys to get up there and reinforce. We'll see. These guys will be freed up relatively soon, it looks like. Soon-ish. Maybe soon adjacent. We have finished coming over here. We definitely want these guys to make their way back up. I'm not sure where they're going right now. Oh, they're coming up here right now? Sure. We'll send the modern tank brigades up there, and hopefully we'll outpace that infantry division. But we're going to go ahead and send these guys right on over to this region. And we're going to tell them that we want them to have an offensive line that is on this side of this strait. And they can go ahead and execute that. Wonderful. Okay, so there's that in theory under control. We can see that this infantry division is a bit ahead of us. Actually, this is now controlled by us. We're just going to go ahead and assign these guys straight on over here. And they'll make their way back. In the meantime, of course, we are pushing up over here. So that is wonderful. And we're getting some good progress over in this region. And things are looking quite good over here. Now, I do want to check in on infrastructure situations. We definitely want to continue to build infrastructure in each of these locations whenever possible, because we're going to need supply lines. Now, I am currently thinking about this offensive line situation. That is these guys that have been assigned to this offensive line. I'm going to remove this offensive line for now, and we're going to redraw it now that most of these enemies are in this. And I would like to see this offensive line be essentially... Actually, let me back that off a bit. Essentially, something along the lines of not that. I do want all of these selected, but that is not exactly what I want it to be. But we'll do that for now. Who else assigned to this? I want absolutely everyone assigned to this. You know what? I'm just going to delete it. I messed it up anyway. I'm going to be fully zoomed out here, and we're going to tell them to just offensive line. Basically, like that. That'll do. And then they can go ahead and execute that. Wonderful. And now these guys are down in this region. We are going to delete this. And their offensive line is actually going to be essentially this right here. Wonderful. Considered to be our disadvantage. Yeah, that's fine. They can go ahead and go. Now, we probably do want to put some leadership over here. So let's assign in somebody. Let's see. We do need more leadership. Some of these guys can definitely be in there. Yeah, I need to think about this. I think we want to put our field marshals over here for sure. Yes, we'll go ahead and reassign him, and we'll reassign this guy as well. So there's our field marshals coming in. And now this army, I do want to get in another general. So let's see, that is this guy. That should be fine. And now for this over here, let's see, this guy should be the one that gets assigned in, I think. We're just moving our generals over here. So then that would be this guy next. Yep. And then we're going to have this guy, which is, I believe, this dude here. Perfect. And then we're going to have this guy. And finally, this guy. So he is this one. Perfect. And with some generals, they will hopefully perform a little bit better. So we're going to continue to hold this region for now. And of course, we're going to continue to push out over here and take what we can. That is wonderful. And we're just checking in on these situations over here. We are going to need naval bases on Wake Island, that is for sure. Just checking in on the end of all of these. Line Islands hasn't gone yet, I see. That's okay. Okay, so these guys are definitely going to work on a naval invasion. We're going to get rid of this one. They're going to do a naval invasion from here. Nope. That is not how this works. These guys are going to do a naval invasion from here straight up to here. And they can go ahead and execute that as soon as they're ready. No, I don't want to delete that. Okay. So that'll happen in 10 days. These guys, they need a naval base before they can really do anything. These guys also need a naval base. These guys, however, they can begin an invasion. So we'll tell them to invade from here. And let's grab this area up here. So we'll do that for now. And we'll tell them to go ahead and execute that. Wonderful. These guys, I believe they need a naval base. Yes, they do. And these guys haven't bothered to go yet. I'm not sure what they're waiting on. They're clearly waiting on something here. Yeah, I have no idea what they're doing here. But okay. We do have unassigned divisions, and we will assign those into this army here. Excellent. So the question is, how long before we get reinforcements over here? The answer is they're almost there. How are we doing supply-wise over here? 65? Oh, we're doing just fine. Hello, Posman. What is this down here? Oh, this is owned by Ming? Okay. So we're going to tell these lads here that their offensive line is simply to take the Korean Peninsula. Actually, maybe a little further north, now that I think about it. So something along the lines of at this river. I'll back this off a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. So that is going to be their mission, and they will work on that as soon as they arrive. And they'll just start working on pushing this back. Perfect. These guys, of course, are on their way over here. I want you to come up here and grab this. Is this all part of the same province? Yes. Perfect. How are we doing on this front? We're doing okay, I suppose. We're doing better than I expected, in all honesty. This is working pretty well so far. Excellent, we've got all this. And we have managed to secure the crossing over here. That's huge. That is absolutely enormous. Where are these guys going? Oh, these are just ships. They're on patrol. Sure, they can do that. That is fine. We should definitely make sure that we have naval bases being constructed here. Wonderful. We're going to need more naval bases in a lot of these locations. That is for sure. 8 of 10? Okay, we'll go ahead and take that up to 10 of 10, I suppose. No reason not to, I think. And our reinforcements are arriving over in this region. Excellent. Now, I am actually going to get us a new commander, I think. Or I could reassign one of them over here. That is an option. We probably want to move this into its own theater, though. Like, let's move this into this single theater here. There we go. This is very messy, and we should definitely do something about that. However, we can move additional armies over here. That is something we could do. And that might be something we want to think about. I probably do want to not really reinforce this, but rather I want to reorganize this. And it looks like we've already started to see some progress over here. That's wonderful. Korea is beginning to fall. As far as these guys go, we want to make sure that their front line is basically, or not their front line, their offensive line is basically right where this one ends. So we want to have it be something along the lines of that, I guess. I don't like that at all. We will have that instead be simply right there. That'll do. And they can go ahead and execute that. So with us attacking from multiple sides here, I don't think they're going to be able to hold this off for too much longer. How is our Pasai justification going? That's still 100 days out. Okay, that is completely fine. These guys over here, they are ready for an invasion order, and we will tell them to invade from Marshall Islands directly over to here. It's not going to be particularly challenging for them, but they can do that. Excellent. These guys have successfully invaded, it looks like, and they even have a naval base. So we can tell them to begin an invasion from here, where they already are, up to perhaps here. Excellent. Go ahead and do that. These guys are ready for an invasion as well, so we can tell them to invade from here directly to here. And they can go ahead and go as soon as they are ready. These already have their order. Okay. So we should see that they start moving here, I think. They are assigned to this order, right? Maybe? Yes. Yes, they are. Okay. So that's underway, and we've got this out over here on Wake Island. We don't yet, I think, have our naval bases here. No, we don't. Or over here. That's fine. We've just about got Ming's holdings in the Pacific cleaned up, though. So that is amazing. I'm very happy about that. These guys absolutely should be working... Is there a naval base here? I don't believe there is. Let's build some. Excellent. Otherwise, I would like for them to be working on a naval invasion order. This is interesting. Perhaps from here over to... Let's see, we've got all that under control. Perhaps over to here. There we go. And we'll tell them to do that as soon as they can. Excellent. So how are we doing in Korea? Very well, actually. Our toehold here is working about as well as I'd hoped. We're pushing them back, and soon we'll have them bisected. And once we take Seoul here, they're going to have very little that they can actually do. Oh, hello. That's a nuke. I'm not surprised. I'm very deeply unsurprised by that. I expect China to throw a lot more nukes at us, in all honesty. Free India is having some trouble holding this border, I'm noticing. And I'm noticing that our border here is not particularly extended. Like, I would very much enjoy editing this front line here and moving it down this way. I think overall we might want to reorganize this at some point, but I'm reasonably comfortable with it right now. I do want to order these guys, and I'll toss in these as well, to frontline right over here around this. Although we don't need to be this whole length. I want to frontline only this section. There we go. Oh, hang on. Did that frontline all of this? It did. We need to edit that, then. That's very, very awkward. I think we just need to redo this, honestly. So I'm going to delete all these orders. Like so. Where are these guys? They're down there. Yeah, this whole army group is down in that area. That's fine. These are our paratroopers. Okay, these guys are up in the north. So this group... These guys are in the south. These guys should join this army group. And actually, these guys can join this army group too. Okay, they don't have any leadership. That might be okay for now. Now, I want to take these guys. They're in the south as it is. I want to remove all of their orders. So we also want to remove this frontline order. Okay. And now I want to manually draw this front line here. And I want it to be essentially up to about here for now. But I want to edit this to include just up to here, actually. That'll do. Okay, and then these guys, they will take a front line that is simply up this way. And then, of course, we'll need to edit this and run this front line. Oh, did I not grab that? I did not. Run this front line all the way north here. Perfect. So these guys are in the north side, and their offensive line is essentially to push in and take over all of Yarkand, like that. They can go ahead and execute that. Then, our southern units, which are the more numerous ones, their goal will be to push in an offensive line, essentially continuing that other line and taking Shia out of the picture. Like that. That will be their goal. And they can go ahead and execute that. And then these guys will push over, along with this group, form up into one single front line, and then push up and take all of this. That's the idea. We'll see how that works. I see that Ming is really responding over here. So that's a thing. We are down to 14.72 million manpower. That's something to consider. What is Ming currently at? Ming is currently... They're losing at roughly the same rate, which is not necessarily great. That means that we're on track to hit 0 far before they are. Okay. Well, that's reasonably fine, I suppose. Are we building shipyards here? Or rather, naval bases? Yes, we are. That is absolutely fine, then. Well, it looks like we've got this pretty well under control. These guys can think about not attacking here. We are going to need additional naval bases in these locations, unfortunately. We're going to be landing over here literally right now, and we're going to need a set of naval bases there as well. Oh, we've finally attacked over here, I guess. Oh no, it was over here that we haven't been able to attack for whatever reason. I don't know why these guys aren't going into Line Islands. We can try recreating this naval invasion from Gilbert Islands over to Line Islands. Like that. Confirm. And we would want to go ahead and execute that, like so. Okay, and we're still building shipyards over here. That is completely fine. And we're still working on this. I'm not actually sure who's assigned to this, but that's okay. This is finished up. Are we building shipyards here? I can't actually recall. No, we're not. So we should be. Okay, sounds fantastic. Now, Ming is definitely responding to this incursion. There's no doubt about that. I want to work on any additional infrastructure that we have available, because we are probably going to need it. There we go. Our civilian factories should all be working, right? Yeah, we're absolutely all working. Okay. I'm also potentially interested in further fortifying this region, but I think ultimately we're okay. Excellent. I want to make sure that these guys are aggressively attacking. They are. These guys should also be aggressively attacking. And then the lads over in these areas, they should also be aggressively attacking. Who are these guys? That is this unit as well as this unit. These guys don't have a commander, and they probably should. Let's put this guy in charge of them. Okay. Now that is 30 units that he doesn't know how to control. So we should actually probably put this guy in charge of them. He's over on that front. Can we promote this guy? No. So what I'm going to do here then is I'm going to move 6 of these units, kind of at random, into this army. And this army's goal, I actually want to give them a separate offensive line from this one. Their goal is to push down over here and take this peninsula. Yeah, I know that this is here, but we can take that after. And they can go ahead and start working on that. Not that I expect them to be just mega successful with that. Now we can see that we're down to 32 available supply here. I must say that I don't particularly like that. We can airlift some supplies in from over here. That is something we could do. And I mean, we are supporting this area already with some fighters. Let's go ahead and put some transports in here. And the question is, where in this list are they? Hello, I just saw them. There they are. Fantastic. And we're going to move in, what? We can afford, like, I think... What just happened there? I don't know what just happened there. Where did our transports go? You know what? That's okay. I guess we'll try again. Scout planes and transports. There we go. Oh, wait. It's here. I'm a moron. I'm a complete and total moron. Well, we already knew that. So we'll bring this one down to 0. And these guys, we know that we can have about 240 doing supply drops. And that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to tell them to air supply off in this region. Wonderful. With that in there, that will hopefully give us what we need. Hopefully. I mean, it'll help at any rate. We should also queue up additional naval bases in these couple of coastal provinces. It's going to take a lot of time for all these things to get built, though. There's no doubt about that. How are we doing for supplies over here? We're actually doing just fine on supplies over here. That's magnificent. I do think that I want to queue up relatively low priority naval bases all through here. I guess we'll do that. There's no point in doing it, but we'll do it anyway. Okay. So I'm most concerned about this toehold right now. But hopefully we'll be able to keep hold of that. It'd be very awkward if we could not. That is for sure. But we are certainly making progress up in the north, and I do very much like to see that. As far as the south goes, we may or may not make progress here. But that's not necessarily the focus right now. I want to take out these areas and get Ming essentially reduced down to their fundamentals. These guys can get orders to naval invade somewhere else, and I would love to delete this naval invasion order, although it looks like I can't. Any particular reason I can't delete this? Oh, there we go. I guess that works. So we want to naval invade from here over to here. And we'll go ahead and execute that as soon as we can. Wonderful. These guys can also forget about this naval invasion, and they can naval invade. It's starting to get very close in here. Also from here, I guess over to here. Something like that. Okay, yeah, that should do the trick. Absolutely. And then we'll be able to invade Taiwan as well as this over here. Although this has a connection, so this will be much more difficult for us. But what we really want to do is we want to eliminate all of Ming's holdings in this region. There's also this one over here that I'm noticing. Yeah, a lot of these are not yet ready to be moved. That's fine. We're just waiting on a lot of naval bases in a lot of locations. So that's, I guess, completely fine. It'll just take time to get all that done. Actually, this has a connection here. We should immediately start working on a naval base here because there's no naval base here. At any rate, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, our war against the Ming Empire will continue. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I'll see you all next time, where hopefully I remember that these guys require orders.